Legal Junction.
So this is Ifoma here again today from Legal Junction. Today I want to talk to us about rent payment receipts. As simple as this topic may sound, it is very, very important. As a tenant, whenever you pay your rent, demand for and collect your rent payment receipts from your landlord. Do you know why I'm saying this? I saw something in court yesterday that made me feel pain, and I say that I must make this video today. Okay? In court, a tenant claimed or alleged that he paid a 1-year rent, of which he has his bank teller showing that he actually paid some money into the landlord's account. And the landlord said that the rent he paid was just for a few months, because immediately he paid the rent, 2 months after, the landlord issued him a quit notice which expired far before his rent expired. That is, if the rent he paid for was for a year, you understand? And then when they were asking, the landlord said, yes, I gave him a letter telling him that his rent has been increased, therefore the rent that he paid was not a 1-year rent, it was whether he said 6 or 7 months rent. And if you calculate the rent he paid as 6 or 7 months rent, then the quit notice that the landlord gave to him is right, because it actually expired after the expiration of his rent. But if you calculate the rent he paid as a 1-year rent, that means the quit notice is invalid because it expired before the termination of the tenant's rent. So that is why it is very important to collect your rent payment receipt. Some tenants will claim, yes, I paid through bank, I have my bank teller, I have my bank receipts. Let me ask you, that bank receipt or bank teller that you have, is there any place on it where the landlord signed that, yes, I collected this amount of money for you for rents running from so period to so period? No. That money that you transferred can actually be for something else. So whenever you pay your rent, collect your rent payment receipt. Now let me tell you what a rent payment receipt contains. A rent payment receipt contains your name, that is the name of the tenant. It contains the address of the property. It contains the type of property, whether it's a 2-bedroom flat, a 3-bedroom flat, a room and parlor, self-contained. Your rent payment receipt contains the amounts you paid. And most importantly, your rent payment receipt contains the duration within which that rent is meant to run. For instance, in your rent payment receipt, you will see where the landlord will write January to December 2022 or January to December 2023, or you understand, because rent normally runs for a period of 12 months. It will categorically state it in the rent payment receipt that this rent is supposed to run from this period to this period. Or your bank teller that you have, or your bank receipt, did not state anywhere that this rent is running from so period to so period. So the landlord can actually come out and say, no, what you paid for was for 6 months, what you paid for was for 7 months instead of 1 year. So but when you have your receipt with you, you are rest assured you will not come and start arguing with anybody that the rent I paid for was for 1 year or that it was for 6 months. You don't need to argue, because the fact on the receipt speaks for itself. In law we call it res ipsa loquitur. The fact speaks for itself. And whenever there is documentary evidence, that's written evidence, you cannot use oral evidence to contradict what is already in writing. So make sure you collect your rent payment receipt. Don't come and start arguing with people in court that or anywhere that what you paid for was for 1 year instead of. Forget, as a landlord, whenever your tenant pays rent, make sure you issue him a rent payment receipt. It is his right as a tenant, and it is your duty as a landlord. And if you fail to do so, it is punishable under the law. Go and check the various state tenancy laws and the tenancy acts. You know, it carries a fine if you are found guilty of not issuing your tenant's rent payment receipt, or of refusing to issue your tenant a rent payment receipt. You will be fined by the courts. So whenever your tenant pays rent, make sure you issue him or her a rent payment receipt. If you learned 1 or 2 things from this my video, please give me a thumbs up. It's an encouragement to me. You can also, subscribe. When you subscribe, whenever I make any video, you'll be the first to receive a notification. I'm actually teaching you these things for free. I'm supposed to be collecting money, but I'm teaching you for free. So subscribe to my video, like it, share it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.